But it's a big job to change all the books and everything.
Aye. Did you ever compete yourself?
No, a bit. I did compete. I won the Oban, the march at Oban, and I think looking back, I think my biggest problem was having running an iron and steelworks is like a 7-day job.
Oh yes.
It's a hell of a job, and a family as well. But I think my main problem wasn't so much the playing; it was the bagpipe.
Yeah.
And I can get one now, but it can take time and get. But then just rushing around.
But you're still enjoying your piping.
Oh, very much, yes.
Do you really enjoy playing pibroch more than light music now?
I don't know. My favourite after pibroch is the 2/4 competition match.
Absolutely, yes.
I think they're tremendous. In fact, I did. One of the things that annoyed me all over my career, I was always interested, and there's folk used to write and lecture with the 2/4 march, and Archie Campbell was one, and as I say, I admired him a great deal, and he used to say things like, oh, it had to be a bit more complicated than another march, and I had to have a lot of bottom hand work. A lot of nonsense.
Aye.
Anyway, so one year I did a lecture, it's a College of Piping lecture now, on the competition pipe march, and that's it.
So how should it be phrased?
Well,
again,
the difference is, if you're playing...
Is this paper online?
No, you can have that copy.
No, I was just wondering if it would be online,
I don't think it's online.
For the viewers.
No, it's not online yet. But
no.
Anyway, what the difference, the 2/4 sort of thing is very interesting. We have, in piping, we have the light march, the quick march.
Okay.
Highland Laddies, Ella Mansfield. We have the competition march. We have the reel, which really can be written in 2/4 time. And we have the simplest 2/4 timing is the polka, which is, left, and it's interesting because if you take the beat to be 2 pulses, then the polka is, all the pulses are almost equal, 4 pulses in the bar. Then if you go to the hornpipe, it's not quite so severe,
yes,
but it's similar in a way. And then if you go to the 2/4 march, it's the first pulse is the strong one, then there's a second one light, and then the third one's slightly stronger, but not all that strong. Whereas the 2/4 competition march, it's a heavy beat, a light beat, and pretty heavy beat and a light, not beat pulse.
So strong light, medium light?
Not strong light, no, not medium.
No.
That's almost Highland Laddie. But the 2/4 competition marches, the second or third pulse is quite heavy. It's quite heavy. All but in fact, some people play the 2/4 competition march in 1/4 time. In fact, they have they have these almost equal.
Yeah.
That's 1/4 time. Instead of it should be, if you're being exact, it should be a wee bit lighter on the right foot. But it's interesting when you work out that. Anyway, that's what that's about.
Yes.
And it's there's one interesting thing at the end, which, if you don't know, I've talked about it when it was started.
Yes.
And the 2 folk who started it were Hugh Mackay and Angus Mackay. Angus Mackay, the Queen's Piper. And would be, I think I've put the date in there when they first came out. And before then, if you played in a march competition,
Yes.
you could play a 6/8 or a 2/4.
Ah, now you're talking 19th century, obviously.
Yes,
yeah.
about say 1880 or something, they started getting popular 2/4 competition marches. And Hugh Mackay, who came from away up north, and Angus Mackay, they were the first two. And Angus Mackay, he really didn't compose any. What he did, he took an old tune and he changed it a bit. Bonnie Ann, for example, is a kind of wooing song from north of England. And the man sings, and you can get the song.
It's very tuneful.
Very tuneful, and the man
It's
is
a tune you don't hear often now.
Anyway, and the man sings in a low voice, and then she replies in a higher tone. It's quite an interesting song, but it's exactly the tune, and Angus Mackay just took it and made it a wonderful.
I see
And he did this
various dates for tunes that you're talking about, around about the 1880s, yes.
He did the same with the Abercairnie Highlanders. And that was to me that's a fantastic tune.
Yes.
And he did the same with the Duke of Roxburgh's Well to Blackman Forest. It was an existing melody.
Yeah.
What's the other one that was? One, and we've got the tune existed. I'm trying to remember which one. But he really didn't compose tunes as so much as just took a melody and made it into a good tune. Well, the famous one is the Highland Wedding.
Yes.
That came from an old Strathspey, 6-parted Strathspey.
Yes, there we are.
And he does it just right, gets the right amount of doublings and things.
You don't want too much decoration.
No.
I think the main thing about all the tunes is that you've got to keep the flow in the music.
Oh, aye, you've got to be musical. But I mean, his tunes are good. And one or two came later. One of my favourites is the Lord Alexander Kennedy.
Yes.
Composed by a chap from Falkirk. And I was very interested
Angus
in that.
MacColl plays that a lot.
Oh, aye. I was very interested in that. When I left the steel industry, I worked for a while with British Aluminium. And they had a mine in Ghana.
Yeah.
And very hot and steamy in Ghana. And anyway, the 42nd, who were out in Ghana fighting I wonder how they did it, because the old uniforms on.
Yes.
And it's stinking hot and there's mosquitoes. Anyway, after that, and Lord, what's his name, was with them, and they were then sent to Malta. And they were in Malta for a few months, and that must have been wonderful after they had done their service in Ghana. As I say, it must have been dreadfully uncomfortable. They went to Malta, which was lovely. And Lord Alexander Kennedy took off. He said, I'm going to Jerusalem. And when he came back, the pipe major had this tune. And he said, I've composed a tune for you. And it's called Lord Alexander's Walk in the Gardens of Gethsemane. And he said, no, let's hear it. I said, that's fantastic. He said, just call it Lord Alexander Kennedy.
Yes.
And that's what it's called. That's a great tune.